Welcome everyone to High Acres and the campus of Penn State Hazleton. My name is Ryan Erie, Director of Athletics here at the campus. Since the 1940s, athletics have been an integral part of campus life here at Hazleton, and we recognize the important role athletics play in the development of skills and values that enhance a student's opportunity for success both during and after college. Penn State Hazleton athletics are on the rise. We currently support 7 intercollegiate athletic programs that participate in the Penn State University Athletic Conference as well as the United States Collegiate Athletic Association, giving our students an opportunity to compete both on a national and local stage. We take great pride in the efforts that our coaches and administrators put forth to give our student athletes a top-notch collegiate experience, and it pleases me enormously to announce the expansion of those efforts. It is with these things in mind that it gives me great pleasure to announce the addition of women's soccer to the company of intercollegiate athletic programs offered here at Penn State Hazleton. In a moment, I will call up our head men's soccer coach, Jesse Shadle. Jesse has graciously agreed to serve as our interim women's head coach as we search for a permanent replacement for the program. His primary responsibilities will be getting a jump on recruiting, organizing fundraising, and maintaining contact with current students interested in participating next year when the program kicks off. I will call Coach Shadle up here for a brief statement, after which we will open the floor for questioning. We also have a few women's players in the back of the room currently competing on the men's team who will be available for individual questioning after we're finished. So at this time I would like to call up Coach Shadle for a brief statement.
Welcome everyone. What a great day in Penn State Hazleton Athletics history. As a former student athlete on the men's soccer team with Penn State Hazleton, the women being part of the game and part of the men's team has been something that we've just kind of been used to here. They've always played a very important part on the team. Many of them in the past have been very successful on the men's team. So in my opinion, it's a great day to finally be getting a team for the women themselves. So we look forward to expanding next year with a women's program, and we're going to get on the ball here recruiting, and we're really excited.
So at this time, we'll open the floor for questioning for me, and then bring Coach Shadle back up for any questions you may have for him. Ken.
Hey Ron, the process of starting this, I saw that you guys had a few women players interested who are currently on the men's team. Is that where it started? How did the discussion start about wanting to bring the women's program to Penn State Hazleton?
Well, when I was first hired just a little over a year ago, one of the topics was the addition of sports. And several sports came up, women's soccer being one of them. And then with 5 women competing this year, generally I think they only had 1 or 2 here or there every couple years, but with 5 on the team this year, it made it an obvious choice for us moving forward. So that was one of the biggest factors in adding women's soccer. Eric?
What's the process that you have to go through to add a whole nother sport?
It's a lot of internal meetings on campus, meeting with the chancellor, with my boss, Tracy Garnick, the director of student affairs. Dr. Lawler approached me about the addition of women's soccer this summer, and we had several meetings regarding the addition of the sport and what it would take. So it's a lot of preparation and looking at what we need to get the program moving. And fortunately, already having a men's program, we have a facility, we have some equipment. So the startup isn't quite as great, but then obviously the next steps are finding a coach and getting recruiting really moving and getting a schedule together for next year. Ken.
As you look at sustainability for this, you worked at the USCAA, you've been at other Penn State Hazleton campuses. Does this have to do, is women's soccer growing, I guess is my question. From your opinion, I mean, do you see this as something, I was just in Bloomsburg and they said you won't believe it in central Pennsylvania, and I just saw it locally, the amount of talent, just how much women's soccer has changed. Have you seen that?
Well, I still go back to when I was 15 or so, in 1999, the Women's World Cup, when the United States won it, and just how much the sport has grown since then, both locally and nationally. My high school added women's soccer when I was a senior. It was co-ed up until that point. So, and I know a lot of other local high school programs have expanded to have girls soccer in the last 10 or 15 years. So it was an obvious transition for us. And you know, within the conference, within the PSUAC, we now have 6 programs, and there are we're adding, and then another campus is seriously considering the addition of the sport. So that would give us 8 women's soccer programs within the conference. And then we obviously have the USCAA national championships to strive for in the future as well. So it has grown both locally and nationally, and you know, the talent is there, and we're excited to bring it on board. Ryan.
So, who will the new Lady Lions soccer program compete against?
Well, we will be joining the PSUAC in 2017. So 2016, we will have an agreement with our counterparts in the conference that they will play us at least once. Generally, it is a double round robin regular season format. We will play each team once in 2016, and then schedule some non-conference games against local and regional competition. Eric.
Process for searching for a permanent head coach for the program. I mean, you said you wanted to start very soon. How will that go?
Well, we already have the posting ready to go up. Or, you know, once the announcement goes out here, we will be posting that on our website, and wait for applicants to come through, and hopefully, you know, within a month or two, we'll be able to really get that search moving. We'll start reviewing applicants probably early to mid-November, and go through the interview process from there, and hopefully have someone hired by January 1st. Amy.
How will the program benefit the students and campus community?
Well, it's just another outreach opportunity for our programs. It's another way for us to reach local high school students who may be interested in staying local and competing in intercollegiate athletics. Obviously, on the campus, it gives us another opportunity to enhance the student experience, both for student athletes competing in another sport, and for the general student population, gives them another sport to come and enjoy throughout the season. So those are the 2 biggest things for each of those. Okay. If there are no more questions for me, I'll call up Coach Shadle for any questions you may have for him.
Coach,
Yeah.
when you were playing here, were there women on the team when you were on the team as well? You said it's been a long time. Do you remember that? And what are the interactions like as it's still being a co-ed sport?
Yeah, absolutely. I can remember numerous women that played on the men's soccer team, even when I was a student. And the interactions at first, you know, coming from a small high school in Millville where there were 2 very good boys and girls programs, and then coming to a co-ed college program it was something kind of a culture shock to me. But once you get used to, you know, them being one of the guys, you know, they're out there, they're working hard every day just like you are. You know, they're putting in tackles that are, you know, sometimes even more violent than the guys. So, you know, even now, the young ladies will meet later on in this press conference. You know, they're out there working hard, and you know, they're putting the guys on their end every once in a while too.
So you're from Millville, that region. Carly Lloyd was just there. I think she spoke with the students at Millville Soccer. I was at the Bloomsburg event. It was like a concert for a rock star when she showed up there. I mean, just speak of the growth. And is there, when you do recruiting, is this a talent-rich area for women's soccer?
Sure. I actually had a connection with Carly Lloyd being there. My younger sister is the head women's varsity coach at Millville currently, so she had a nice interaction with Carly. Got to talk to her quite a bit, you know, about women's soccer today and the game today. So yeah, you know, when we look to recruit, as I look to, you know, continue to recruit for this women's program, you know, my focus is on the local schools, you know, and that's, you know, we can get 1 or 2 players from each of these the girls' programs, we're going to be successful next year and years to come.
Have you seen a jump in talent in the area? I mean, I have just covering it. I was at some Aqua game recently, and I said, wow, this has come a long way in X amount of years. Have you seen the same thing?
Absolutely. Just the support that the local high schools are giving their girls' programs has been fantastic, and that's allowed them to flourish. I've been out kind of behind the scenes, unofficially recruiting for the last few weeks now, and just going to women's games now. The talent level is pretty impressive.
What was your, initial reaction when, Ryan came to you with the idea, just what you thought at first when they said?
Sure. Like I said before, I was super excited. And I'm excited not to get the girls off the men's team. I'm excited for the girls to have an opportunity to flourish on their own. The girls I have now, I tell you what, they deserve it because they've been working hard all year and they've been playing some tough physical opponents. And some of them maybe aren't seeing as much time as they'd like to or as I'd like them to have. So I'm pretty excited for them to have the opportunity to succeed and have their own program.
Will there be something missed in, I don't want to say missed, but I mean, you do get the interaction now between the women and the men's team. And can the men's and women's programs still get along like that and help each other out in certain ways?
Sure. I would assume next year, training schedules would be similar. Sharing facilities is going to continue to foster that interaction. I'm sure that the guys are going to go support the girls when they play at home and the guys don't have anything to do, and vice versa, the girls are going to go out and support the guys. So I hope that that interaction continues and helps develop both programs. Thanks.
All right, we'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and there will be a release on www.psuhazeltonsports.com later with more information on our women's soccer program. Thank you everyone for coming out.